It's my first meal, my first day in Italy, pizza, and they messed it up. It was supposed to be vegetarian and they put a bunch of little fishies on it. This is months ago now. I'm so far behind, but it's time for another dry travel video. If you thought my other ones were dry, we're gonna hit a new level of dryness. This is Milan, Italy, which pretty sunny, huh? I think this is September. This is like 10 in the morning and it was already packed with tourists. Very touristy place. I think I tried in these videos to speed things up a lot to make it more exciting. And sometimes I would slow it down. I have some great slow down shots. Sometimes somebody would look at the camera, so I would zoom in on them. So it's like, it reminds me of like some Kennedy assassination footage. Everybody's looking elsewhere except her. I also realized that smoke looks pretty cool when you slow it down. I gotta do something with slow motion. Like I want to do a music video that's just slow motion, people. Because there's something about when you do slow motion and you're really zoomed in, it looks almost two-dimensional. Like cardboard people. Yeah, Milan was okay. It was just kind of the density of Italy everywhere. All four cities were very packed with people, and maybe it was a lot of tourists, but it just felt like the density was really there. Next, I was in Genoa. Like graffiti means be careful what you order on your pizza, because sometimes it'll be fish and you don't expect it. Genoa's on the water. This is the first time I had seen the ocean in over a year and a half. So it was kind of a moment. My friend Donna showed me around Genoa quite a bit. And yeah, I think I preferred it a little to Milan. This church reminded me a little of the church in Cordoba, Spain, with I think it had similar kind of zebra lines, or maybe I'm misremembering. Anyways, I went up some stairs. Great soundtrack for this episode, right, guys? They're from old video games. Oh, I saw the Elvis movie, so that had nothing to do with that statue. This is Columbus's house or something. Look at all these motorcycles or scooters or whatever they are. A lot of them in Italy. Everywhere. This is a very surreptitious moment. I caught that girl both doing the moonwalk and then that other woman passing at a totally different pace. And then Neptune, god of the sea. And then one day we went to Cinque Terre, which is 5 towns, but we only made it to 2. We hiked between 2 of the towns. I guess, let me think, it'd be the northernmost towns. That person's like, get that camera out of my face. They were very saturated with tourists. And sometimes they just can't handle the energy of my exciting films. Yeah, so we hiked. If you want to get away from the tourists, just hike because there's so much less people hiking. There are hands up. And yeah, it's really pretty up there. It's one of those things with tourists, like they tend to go to the places that you can drive to and not the places you have to hike to. Look at this authentic moment. These tourists are like, yeah, that's Italy. Keep playing, accordion man. These girls were sitting. I wasn't hoping for them to fall off, but I was just trying to be prepared if they did fall up. off to help grow my channel. But for better or worse, they didn't fall off the edge. And then, this is one of my favorite moments. This woman has a great laugh. She's like, look at these cats on TikTok. They're so quirky. Why are they so quirky? And then this guy on the right, look at him. He like takes out a rag to wipe the sweat off, or his brain sweat. He's wiping it off. And then he's like, I'm happy, I'm sad. And then I was on my way to Newtown, Turin. And Turin, I was there for like a month, much longer than Genoa or Milan. I was staying there I wasn't staying here, but I was staying near here. And it was nothing interesting about it, except this lady's shirt, which was really cool. But this is the more touristy area where I was not staying. A lot of old monuments and stuff. And then we have this great moment with this couple. They've probably broken up by now, but I've preserved their moment when they turned around and decided not to go up the stairs of the museum or wherever. How much would they pay for this moment? $1,000? $1 million? Well, guess what? It's free. That's right. No charge. There's another smoker. And then I caught this skateboard incident, and I had to slow that down. Wow. Dude. I think what I like about slow motion is when that guy's arm moves too fast and it kind of jumps. Or I've seen like birds in the sky, they're too fast and there's just no frame between it. It just goes bump, bump. There's the famous building of Turin, I forget what it's called, the Mole, or I don't remember, whatever. This was the nicest area in Turin, I thought, this park around some building, castle thing. A lot of Turin was just kind of meh, but this area is very pretty. Oh yeah, so here's that, I forget what it's called, the mole? I don't know. I think Nietzsche liked this building, if I remember correctly, but I'm probably not. Nice river, but I feel like the river walk could have been formatted better. That happens sometimes. Some cool graffiti though in Turin. I thought some of the best. Okay, next city. I'm in Trieste. And the first thing I see are these legal weed vending machines, but supposedly it has like virtually no THC, so why? What's the point? And Trieste was, this is my favorite moment in this whole video. So intense. Okay, we've had that moment. I did not like parts of Trieste, but I liked up in the hills. So if you're in Trieste, go up in the hills or the park. I think that's mainly what my theme in Italy. Here's another great cat shot. Is that the cities are so poorly designed in a lot of ways, and they're unwalkable and loud, but then if you can kind of get up in the hills or away from them are fine. I mean, anywhere I always look for nature and parks because, I don't know, cities after a while kind of bore me. and I much prefer nature. I think so far on this whole trip, in Europe, my favorite spot was Freiburg because I was right on the hills in nature. And sometimes there are just places in Italy where you cannot find any green areas. Okay, then I went, this was a great area near Trieste, this castle I recommend if you go there. Because the castle itself was kind of like Hearst Castle, but the area around it was just so beautiful. But inside it was mainly just, old paintings and blah. We'll get to it. Wait for it. Here we go. I could have interchanged the footage from the Goethe house in Germany, which I have in an earlier travel video. Go back and watch. I think I was mainly just practicing my transitions, using any transitions I could, and just throwing them on haphazard. How would you like to live here? This painting reminded me of the moment in Ulysses where Joyce just really goes on with the characters. He names characters endlessly. He goes, Marco Polo, blah, blah, blah. And he just goes on for page after page. I refused to linger on any shot because some of these shots were just so dry. This was a sole duck. I couldn't see any other duck or whatever he is, goose. How did that happen? Wow, what a transition. You don't see Spielberg doing stuff like that. Oh, and here's another James Joyce statue, because Joyce lived in Trieste for a long time. There it is. Oh, new city. I went to Croatia next. I was only there like 4 nights, I think. I liked Croatia, I guess. I think I preferred it to Italy in a lot of ways. It felt a little more well designed. It was starting to feel a little cold, so I didn't want to buy any heavy clothes because I was going to Southeast Asia, so I basically in the evenings I tried not to go out because it was getting too cold. This park is pretty nice. I liked it. It was, it's like, look on the map of Zagreb, and it's the biggest park in the city, I think. And then I was at the airport. The security line at the airport, you could kind of see it at the top, was the longest I've ever had to go through a security line. It was like almost an hour, I think. Ridiculous. So I filmed the ceiling while I waited in line. It was a nice looking airport. It looked very futuristic and quiet and sleek, but for some reason, huge security line. Who knows why. And then I had a quick layover in Qatar. No, it wasn't quick. It was like 8 hours. And like the middle of the night, like 3 in the morning, it was this packed. Some mega mall, airport, huge place. And the TVs say TV in case you aren't sure. See you in the next video, guys.